Hello again, and welcome back. My name is Gabby, and I'm the English teacher for Options for Youth in Moreno Valley. So this is Performance Task 3. For Performance Task 3, you're going to be writing a persuasive essay. Remember, persuasive essays are the ones that are being used to convince somebody of something. So the topic of the essay is how to run a successful political campaign. So you're going to use the knowledge that you just gained from Performance Task 1 and 2 and looking at those debates and those ads to try to figure out how to convince somebody of something. The final draft will be due in Unit 8, so you want to make sure that you hold on to this, that you have your copy of it, because I will not be able to get it back for you, okay? So a persuasive essay has a thesis statement, a well-organized evidence. Evidence looks like quotes, facts, things like that. Logos, ethos, and pathos, right? So logic, facts, numbers, statistics, emotional, pulling at the heartstrings type of things, and ethical appeals, so credibility, lean on other people's credibility by your citations. Persuasive language that is compelling and convincing, so you use those loaded words. You need to have a call to action that tells your audience what to do. And a concluding statement that kind of encapsulates everything. So first things first, you want to identify your claim, right? So the topic of the essay is how to run a successful political campaign. So first you have to identify a problem that you noticed when you're watching the political ads or debates. Was the candidate too negative or misleading? Were the debates debated fairly? Next, decide how you will solve the problem you've identified. If you are not certain about how to solve your problem, do some research to see what solutions others have proposed. Create a statement that identifies your problem and proposes your solution. This will be your claim, okay? So here I might say like, candidates argue too much. So candidates attack each other more than discussing the issues at hand, right? So maybe my solution is that the candidates don't have interaction with each other or are penalized for attacking each other, right? Something like that. So the problem, the candidates attack each other more than the problem. I want to make it that they are penalized every time, right? They're punished basically for doing it, so they get a minute less to talk, or they get fined or something, right? And then what caused the problem? The problem is that they get angry or upset, and that people enjoy watching the arguments more than they enjoy hearing about the policies, I think. And then how my solution solves a problem, it will make them less likely to do so because then they won't want to suffer the consequences. Who is affected by the problem? Really, all of America is affected by the problem, right? Don't use mine. Try something else, but guys. So don't write down exactly what I'm writing, okay? So who's affected by the problem? All of America is affected by the problem because we're missing out on hearing these policies that could actually affect us. Evidence that I'm going to need in order to support my solution. I'm going to see if there's already penalties that are happening to them and what that will look like. So analyze both sides of the issue as you develop your claim with research, facts, opinions. I'm going to need to anticipate and respond to counterclaims. Take notes. Okay, so what is an alternative or opposing argument about your problem? What's an alternative solution? If your penalties lead to shortening time, then that leads to a lack of information that the American audience gets as well, right? So then instead of lacking time, maybe I make them pay money, right? If you make them pay money, maybe not as many people find out about them, which, I mean, I think that's fine. That's my solution. I think that's a good one. Begin with a strong lead. So we have to have a thesis statement. But before that, we need to have the hook, right? So the hook can be asking a question. Is your favorite candidate telling the truth? It can start with a surprising fact. In the last election, 83% of the political ads were attack ads. You could tell a vivid story. She was enraged that the opposing candidate wanted to raise taxes on working people like her. He didn't seem to care how hard she worked to support her family. The only problem is the opposing candidate would never say any such thing. So these are actually really useful examples for you because they have to deal with what you're actually writing about. Don't steal these, but choose something similar. Use these lines to compose an introduction for your essay. Start with a strong lead and then add your claim. So I put something like this, right? And then I go back here and then I put this. So that's what's going to go there. And then you want to use effective organization. So they give you kind of an outline here. So introduction, analyze the problem, evidence of the problem. So I could quote those debates and things like that I watched. Evidence that the solution will work. So look at any penalties that they've already accrued. Alternate or opposing solutions explained and refuted. And then conclusion. And then I will put my call to action. So we need to vote tomorrow to instill these penalties on this, right? We want to work on our word choice, so make sure that we have vivid, specific language. So you're going to rewrite these sentences to be more vivid and specific. The best music has a good beat that makes you want to dance. So the most eclectic music has a diverse beat that makes you want to dance, something like that. And you're going to do that through 1 through 4 to rewrite those sentences. And then you're going to create a 2 to 3 page draft of your essay. It's going to be double spaced, Times New Roman, 12-point font, 1-inch margins. And you're going to show it to me, and we're going to go over it in a conference worth 5 points before you turn in your final draft next unit. So do you start with a strong lead? Do you have a thesis statement? Is it well organized? Do you have ethos, logos, and pathos in it? Let's see, then do you have a good conclusion with a call to action? I'm going to meet with you and tell you what's done well, what we need to add, as in terms of like explanations or details. I'm going to talk to you about anything that's repetitive or not needed. I'll talk to you about your organization and word choice. And then we're going to look at your grammar a little bit. And then this is what I'm going to use to grade. So in order to pass this, you need at least 21 points. Here, this is how I'm going to grade it. So claims and counterclaims are logically organized and clear. You have persuasive techniques that are used effectively, so that's the ethos, logos, and pathos, right? Your claims and counterclaims are supported with evidence. Remember, evidence looks like quotes, facts, and things like that. There should be citations here, right? You have a good conclusion that effectively supports your argument, has a call to action, and you use information purposefully to solve a problem. And then after that, you're done with Unit 7, and we're ready to move on to our alternative assessment or review. So you're done with the packet, not done with the unit.